Ahoy hoy everyone, welcome to another episode of the O Show. I'm O and I'm here for your amusement. Okay, so the other day I was playing around on Hulu, right? I haven't watched anything on Hulu in a while. And I noticed there was a movie that was like expiring. And so I was like, oh, what's that? And it turns out it was Sleeping with the Enemy, right? Starring America's sweetheart, Julia Roberts. And this movie came out in 1991. So I was like, oh, I love this movie. Well, I used to. I haven't seen it in so long. But like, yeah, you guys, this is what Julia Roberts was like, up and coming, right? She did, let's see, Mystic Pizza, and then I had just seen her in Steel Magnolias and Pretty Woman, right? And then she did this movie, and I was like, oh no, someone's beating her. So, yes, let's talk about Sleeping with the Enemy, 1991. So, Julia Roberts plays a character named Laura Burney. And she is married to her husband, whose name is Martin. Now, he's played by, what's that dude's name? Patrick Bergin. Okay? Okay, you know what? Now that I'm an adult watching this movie, I don't believe these two are married. Like, he looks like he's like 30 years her senior. Like, we supposed to believe they're a married couple? How old is this man? Now, I know Julia Roberts was like, what, early 20s? 21, 22, 23, something like that. I don't know when she did this movie. But, I don't know. It's like, now it's like creepy. Anyway, so she's outside hunting for like clams or mussels, like whatever lives under the sand. And this guy comes up to her and she's like, okay, I'm going to cook these tonight. And then he was like, well, about that. Someone's having a party. I told them we were going to go. And she was like, oh. Well, I mean, all this hard work I did. Normally people would get pissed, but she was like, okay, it's fine. No, it's not. So they go to this party and like, whatever, right? It was crazy. Like, in the party, there's a song playing, Maxi Priest's Be With You. I just wanna be close to you. Close to you, that's what it's called. And I was like, oh, I remember this movie having a banging soundtrack, right? I looked it up, but that song is not on the soundtrack, so I guess they just used it in the movie. Like, I guess there was a reason I don't remember there being a Sleep with the Enemy soundtrack. Because, you know, soundtracks were huge back then. Alright, anyway. So, the next morning, we have Martin in his washroom. And he sees that the hand towels that are hung up are just, like, not even. So, he goes to his wife. She's just minding her business outside. And he's like, come with me. And she's like, ooh, it's too early for sex. Surprise, surprise. Y'all ain't having sex, bitch. He's just gonna yell at you about these towels. He's like, is there anything off in this room? And she sees the towel. She goes, oh, what was I thinking? Oh my God. And she lines it back up, right? So now you know, like, this man is no good. But here's my thing. And it's not really addressed in the movie. But if you kind of look behind Laura, doesn't that look like a second bathroom? It looks like a his and her bathroom, right? Am I saying this wrong? Because it looks like there's a sink behind her and a toilet. And it's not a mirror. I don't know. That looked weird to me. So then I'm starting to think, like, was she using his bathroom? I might be wrong. I don't know. Maybe we weren't supposed to see that. But anyway, fix the towels, okay? So Martin takes this walk down the beach, and he ends up talking to this guy who's like, I think he's renting the house next door, and he has a boat on the dock. And Martin's like, oh my God, I love boats. He goes, well, you know, tonight I'm going to go look at the moon or something. He's like, well, come with me. And he's like, well, I'm going to bring my wife. But, you know, she doesn't like boats because she doesn't know how to swim. And even though he says that out loud, he's like, well, I don't care. So he goes and tells her, like, we're going to get on this boat tonight. But during this whole conversation, the neighbor mentioned, like, oh, you know, I love your house and everything. I'm always looking at it. And I see your wife always looking down, like outside from the window. So, I guess Martin took that as like, oh, he's been in the house and blah, blah, blah. You guys are messing around or whatever. So he goes in and confronts her like, blah, 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 the doctor next door. She's like, doctor? He goes, yeah. When was he here? Last night? Yesterday? All this other stuff. And she's like, I don't know this man. And then he slaps the shit out of her, you guys. Like, oh my God. Dude, the fuck? And still like, and by the way, we're getting on this boat. I don't care if you hate water. You're getting on this boat tonight. Jesus. So then he goes to the store. So he comes back with gifts and stuff like, oh, here's some flowers and whatever. So obviously he's a beater and a treater because every time you do wrong, now you have to like fix it in your own like wealthy man way and bring her gifts and shit. So anyway, they go on this boat and then it starts pouring down rain. Like there is a storm. So they have to turn around and go back. Julia Roberts is sitting there in the back of the boat with her life vest on. She never says a word the whole scene, right? But y'all, before she gets on this boat, we have this scene where she's walking along the beach and she's throwing rocks at the light posts. And she breaks 2 lights of this one post. And you're like, what the hell kind of vandalism is this? Like, but turns out she had a master plan, right? So, which I do have a question now that I'm an adult. But, the boat is caught in the storm. Martin at one point goes to the water and he manages to get back on the boat. But when he looks, Laura is gone, right? And so he's like, Laura! Now he's all concerned about her, right? But there's no sign of her. You're like, oh my God, like, what happened? Where did she go? But they have the Coast Guard looking and all of a sudden, like, I don't know, within the next week or something, they're having a funeral for her because she is gone. All right, they did find her life vest, but they ain't find no Laura anywhere. So maybe they thought she got eaten by a shark or something. Like I don't know. They're on Cape Cod in what's that, Massachusetts? Are there sharks around Cape Cod? Anyway, look, you guys, what happened was. So Laura did, like, I guess she was afraid of water. She almost drowned when she was a kid. But apparently, on the down low, she has been going to the YWCA, taking swim lessons. So she became a really good swimmer. So I guess she had, like, this secret bag stashed away, which I don't know why it would have been in the house. You could have put that shit outside, under a tree or something. You could bury that shit. So, okay, so what happened was, right, when everyone was distracted, she slipped into the water and swam to like this buoy thing. And then, while everyone was out looking and whatever, she swam back to shore. Well, this is still when Martin was in the boat, before the Coast Guard. So, she swam back to shore, and what she did was she knocked the lights out on the beach so that she knew exactly where to get back to since, it's dark. But if you swim directly to that part that's dark, that's the house. So she goes into the house. She's dripping wet, but she wipes everything up so it doesn't look like she was even ever in there. Child, she cut her hair. She put on this wig that is not working for her at all. She went into the bathroom, took her wedding ring off, threw it in the toilet, and flushed. Okay? Now we're going to get back to this wedding ring. Because I get it. Like, fuck you in this marriage. Throw this shit in the toilet and flush both your asses, right? And then, I guess she's been saving money. She was like this librarian who was working like 3 days at this library, like only in the morning. And I guess she was trying to go work there full time because the person was like, yeah, come do this more a week. But Martin wasn't having it. And then she mentioned how her mom died like 6 months ago. And she didn't go to the funeral because like he got mad because she was going and she came back and this man's an asshole. So anyway, she escapes that way, gets on a Greyhound bus and goes from Massachusetts to Cedar Falls, Iowa. Right? So again, everyone thinks she's dead. Martin has a funeral for her and I guess Martin moves on. Goes back to work and, whatever. Now, my thing as an adult is, you got this guy on a boat, And Martin's like, I thought you said the weather would be nice. He's like, I thought so too. So did you not check the weather? But what if there was no storm? Like, did she know there was a storm? Like, it maybe could have made sense if we got, I don't know, like a news broadcast, or she looked at she was reading the newspaper and maybe it said like storm tonight. Like, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't make sense. Then the guy wouldn't go out, but maybe the guy just didn't check the weather. He's like, I'm gonna do this, and plans change. But like, what happens if there was no storm? Would she have just been stuck on this boat, and they would have wind came back, and then she would have had to find another way to do whatever? Like, because obviously the swimming had to come into play, right? She's been taking lessons to swim, so was she in cahoots with the neighbor? We could have seen that when she told how she got away. Like, I met this man, he's a, whatever, and I was like, hey, there's going to be this storm this night. I think you should invite my husband. But then the husband would have had to, you know what I'm saying? Like, because she would have to say, like, well, honey, like, go talk to that man outside or something. I don't know. Maybe she thought they were going to meet eventually, like, but I guess the only way that would have made sense is that she maybe was in cahoots with the neighbor, and then he slipped and was like, she had me over for tea or something. Like, I don't know. It just seems weird that of all days, all time, they go on this boat when she doesn't want to in the first place, but now she's like, I'm gonna take my chance and this is gonna be it. Anyway, she had this bag stashed away for a long time. She had money in there. So, all right. Enough of that. That's like the opening, you guys. This is how the movie starts. It's a lot. So pretty much with the rest of the movie, when she gets to Iowa, she finds this house. Okay. I mean, I know the 90s. Shit, it was a long time ago. Jesus Christ, I'm old. But, the 90s was a different time, and things cost way less than they do today. But this girl goes to this house for rent. Rents the house for $700 a month. I mean, it has like 5 bedrooms, this big living room. Like, it's a house, y'all. You can't rent a house like that for $700 anymore. Maybe because it was Iowa? I don't know. But goddamn. I wanted to cry when I heard that. So, shit, where do I sign up for a $700 a month house? So anyway, she gets this house, but then I'm like, how much money does she have? She had to pay last month and I think first month or something to the lady. She ain't got no job, and now she's going by the name of Sarah Waters. Anyway, now that she's free from her husband, she is free to mess up the towels. Like, she has hand towels up and notices, like, they're kind of straight, so she messes them up. She feels good. Even going into the cabinets and seeing how everything was like it had to be stacked before, like in order and whatever. And she's just throwing shit in the cabinets. I would be doing the same thing. She meets her neighbor. His name is Ben, and he is total 90s looking with his hair and his outfits. So Ben works as a drama teacher at this college nearby. And, he's singing out the window. She sees him. He catches her stealing apples from his tree, like, that night. And then she ends up making him an apple pie. And she's coming over to his place. And and of course, he's just loving her. But every time he tries to get close or asks her questions, she just dismisses. She's like, no, can't, don't worry about it. Let's change the subject. He ends up getting her a job, which, as an adult, how did she do that? Because I think you need like a social security card, an ID. You're working at a library. I mean, I guess you can't do wrong in the library, but you still would have to have like some kind of form of identification to prove who you is. So, we weren't supposed to think about that. I guess he saw her one day and was calling Sarah. I guess she forgot that she named herself Sarah. So he was like, your name ain't Sarah, is it? She dismisses that. It's too much. They are moving too fast. I know this movie's only like an hour and something, and so they have to hurry up the romance along. But Man, slow down. You just met her like 3 days ago. Okay, now here's what blows me in this movie. Like, so we see Martin at work, right? And he gets a phone call. It is some lady who knew his wife. So he takes the phone call at work. And this lady's like, hi, you don't know me, but I knew your wife. We used to work out at the YWCA, and I just learned that she died. So I decided I wanted to call and tell you how sorry I am. And my condolences, right? Who does that? Now, first of all, where did you... They obviously weren't friends to be sharing phone numbers because this girl was going to this place on the low. So, how did this lady get her husband's work number? I mean, I guess back in the day we did... Were we still... Yeah, I think we were still doing this. Where I think you could call the operator. Like, operator, I need the phone number to so-and-so. They live so-and-so. And the operator's kids used to have to, like, look up people's info. Did she do that? Why are you bothering this man at work? You would think that she would have called the house and then he would have answered that phone. But watching it now, the hell? And then she's blabbing away. You mean, didn't your wife take gymnastics? He's like, no. Don't your wife know how to swim? He's like, no. My wife never went to this place. She's like, oh man, that's odd. I could have sworn, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, why are you ruining everything? Who are you?
No, you must be speaking of someone else. My wife never went to the YWCA.
No. We took swimming there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m.
Look, there's obviously some mistake. My wife drowned. She couldn't swim.
Well, Mr. Bernie, your wife studied gymnastics, didn't she?
No, my wife never studied gymnastics.
That's strange. She told us that's how she got all those terrible bruises. Mr. Bernie, I don't understand it. I'm sorry if I've bothered you. This is just so confusing.
So anyway, that sets Martin off. So Martin leaves work, drives all the way home. He's going through Laura's, like, I guess the crime scene paperwork and all that stuff, and he's looking. Now he's going through her shit. He's looking, and he goes into like a makeup bag or something, and he pricks his finger. So you see that he's near the toilet and the sink, but he opted to, I guess, drip the blood out his finger in the toilet. I thought we were classy, man. Like, but I guess the movie's like, well, he has to use the toilet. Why? Because this whole time, Laura's wedding ring is still at the bottom of the toilet. So when she flushed it, it must have been too heavy to go down because it's still sitting there. So you mean to tell me this man hasn't been using the toilet since she drowned? Well, since she disappeared, I should say. He would have had to come back to the house and get dressed to go to the funeral and maybe hold the repast at his place. I don't know. What toilet was he using? See, again, were there 2 toilets in this room? I don't understand how he did not notice the ring before. He would have been peeing a lot. And looking down as he's peeing, unless he just, he's a perfect aimer. That's just weird to me. Like, how long has it been for that ring to still be sitting at the bottom of the toilets? Anyway, movie.
Sarah?
Ben?
Yeah, it's me. I'm sorry, did I scare you?
First of all, why is Ben banging on people's doors in the middle of the night like he's the police? Like, who does that? Knock on the door like a normal person. Talk about, did I startle you? Yes! Asshole. Anyway, Ben comes over and invites Sarah to the school he works at, and he let her just touch things all up in the drama department. Like, where is security? Is he just allowed in this school all times of the night? Anyway, we get like we get a montage, and we hear another song that's not on the soundtrack. It's Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl. Is it Morrison? But anyway, Brown Eyed Girl is playing, right? Why are we playing all this music? It's not on the soundtrack. So we get this montage of Julia just putting on, Sarah, putting on all these clothes and stuff. But anyway, Julia Roberts was like super pretty. I mean, she's still pretty now, but oh my god, like she is so pretty. Anyway, they go back to her place, and Ben gets aggressive, like with his smooches on the stairs, and so she's like, "Stop it!" And he's like, "Oh my god, what's wrong? I just want to kiss you," you know. Anyway, she throws his ass out. But then the next morning, she comes out and sits down, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I was married." Like, you did not need to give him an explanation. Again, it's only been like days. I don't know you. Stay out my business, man. Anyway, y'all, the rest of the movie is pretty much Martin playing detective, right? He goes and he goes to the retirement home that, well, to him it's still Laura. Laura's mom was in to ask questions about her dying 6 months ago, and the person there was like, "Well, she didn't die here. Like your daughter, Laura, your wife took her mother out to live with you guys 6 months ago." And he was like, "What?" So then he goes to a private detective place, and he's like, "I need your men to be on it. I'll give you like $10,000 to whoever finds her." So I guess they found her, which led him all the way to Iowa. And so he's at this nursing home in Iowa, and he sees Laura's mother, who's blind. I think her name is Chloe. And I guess she had a stroke too, so I guess like her left arm is like weak or whatever, but we don't need to know all that. Pretty much whenever you see this lady, she's blind. So so I guess this man is now pretending to be a detective, telling people like I'm investigating and blah blah blah. Let me know if she gets any visitors and this and that. So now we're back to Sarah. So Sarah and Ben have this idea when she finally tells him like her damn life story. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna put you in disguise. You go see your mom," because I guess she doesn't want to just go in and just be seen. So he dresses her up as a man with this mustache, like this wig and a hat. And so she goes to the nursing home, and she pretends to be like a nephew, I think. So she gets to see her mom. Her mom gets to see her daughter. And then it's funny because her mom has to feel her face like, "Oh my God." And she goes, "What the hell is this? What are you, a man?" And she's like, "No, I'm in disguise." And anyway, we have like super close encounters with Martin and, Laura/Sarah in the hallway at the same time. So now that Martin knows that Chloe just had a visitor, he visits her, I guess, like the next day, because he's like, "You had a visitor yesterday." And nearly kills the lady, right? Until this nurse comes in, who like, if you come in, is it visiting hours? You're like, "It's time to take your medicine, Chloe." Like, I'm gonna be like, "Sir, you need to get out. Who are you?" So, Chloe, bless her heart, tells Martin, "Oh, her husband is coming after her, and she has this new man, and he's a teacher at a college." So she's just spilling all the tea. So now he knows that like it's a drama teacher. So he just goes to the first drama teacher he sees and threatens this guy with a gun. And the guy's like, "Dude, I'm gay. Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about." So he's like, "God damn it." So he goes to the school, he finds another drama teacher. And then he follows him, which leads them to a festival. And in the shadows, not even in the shadows, he's standing in public. Just evil. But he's watching his wife with this new man, and she just looks so happy. So he now knows where she lives, and he's in the house, over there touching towels. One day she's taking a bath, and she looks over, and the towels are aligned, right? And she's like, "What the fuck?" And then you get this creepy ass, like, her going into a room, into another room, looking around in the dark. You're like, oh my god, this man's gonna pop out anytime, right? But no, we do get a jump scare. It's goddamn Ben just walking in the house. Talk about, are you ready? Let's go outside to have this picnic thing. Sir, I need you to, first of all, knock. Not like a crazy person, but knock, period. I used to be walking in someone's house. Jesus. Anyway, you guys. Another night, she's looking, she sees, or is it the same night? I don't remember. But I think it's the same night. And she goes into the house. Ben's like, I'll see you tomorrow. She goes in the house. She sees that now all the towels are like straightened 100% this time. She goes into her cabinet, and this is the last straw. She opened up her cabinet, and all the cans were stacked up. She's like, what the fuck? So sure enough, Martin's in the house. Martin has a gun, and he's like, if I can't have you, no one will. And then stupid, annoying ass Ben, God, comes to the door talking about, I know I said I was going to see you tomorrow, but technically it's after midnight, so it's tomorrow. You gonna take your ass home, horny ass. But, you know, you can obviously see she's been crying, and now she has the chain on the door, which, you know, if the chain wasn't on your door yesterday or the night before, why is it on there now? So they talk up their little ghost thing, like, you know, are you being haunted by ghosts? And she's like, yeah, they're all around. So I guess he knew that something was up, so he kicks the door in. However, he fights with Martin, and then Martin whips him with the gun and knocks him out, right? So it's just him and his wife. Oh, God, I think we go back to call her Laura now. So Laura, to him, kick this fool in the dick. He drops the gun. She picks it up. She goes over to the phone. Because I guess she's called the cops on him before. And they were like, well, you didn't figure that out. That's your husband. So he was like, oh, you're going to call the cops again? They ain't going to do nothing. But instead of her saying like, hey, you know, I need help. My husband is doing this and this and that. She's like,
yes, this is Sarah Waters, 408 Tremont.
Take that chance.
Come quickly. I've just killed an intruder.
pew pew, he's dead. But you know, movies have you that one last jump, right? Because, you know, she walks over thinking it's all over. He pops up, and this fool actually takes the gun, even though he was shot like 3 times, but in his last breath, he picked that gun up, pointed at her head, and pulled that trigger like, bitch, I'm taking you with me to hell. But there were no more bullets. Ugh. And then he dies. She runs over to Ben. He's okay, and the movie's over. That's the movie. So, oh, Sleeping with the Enemy. This movie was a trip, but it's just, again, it's funny watching it now, the adult, like, what? I guess in the 90s, you know, we were just like, oh, Julia Roberts, she can't do no wrong, right? Oh, she was wronging. But overall, I think it's still a good movie. I can't off the top of my head think of previous movies with abused wives getting out of situations. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them. But I think this is maybe the first one that I acknowledged, like, knew of, like, ugh, that's crazy. I know there's like maybe Lifetime movies like this, but I don't think Lifetime was a thing back then. It might have been, I don't know. But yeah, I remember this being like really the first. Ooh, what an asshole! You gotta leave him, girl. Leave him. Movie I ever seen. So yeah, I like it. It's you know, it's still kind of, it has its flaws, but overall, like, I still had a good time. And again, I haven't seen it since early 90s. I don't know why. I don't own it behind me, which is another movie I should probably just add to my collection just to have. Because like I said, I found it on Hulu and it's expiring. I didn't even know it was on Hulu. And that's why I hate streaming stuff. They bring stuff on and then they take shit away. So they didn't say a date. So I don't know when you're gonna see this review. So I mean, if it's out there, go check it out, y'all. If you knew about this movie and want to watch it, because I don't know if it's gonna be streaming anywhere else. But yes, that was Sleeping with the Enemy. I think if I rate this movie, I'm gonna give it a 3. I had a good time. Again, I watched it so long, so I kind of just forgot next scenes. Like, oh, what's gonna happen? Oh my God, is he in the house? Like, where is he? So, 3 shots to this movie. All right, so cheers. Oh, that's one. My question now is like, so I guess she faked the death, and Martin buried her. Did he get like insurance money? I'm sure he did. He's a rich asshole. But my question is, when the cops do come, and then she has to explain like, that's my ex. Well, they're not divorced. But anyway, that's my ex. I left his ass, but I faked the death. But I'm alive. That sounds like a lot of paperwork that someone's gonna have to file. So let me get this straight, ma'am. So you left your husband. He thought you died, so he buries you. Which I guess she doesn't know that, but whatever. Now you're in this town under a false name. You got a job and everything. Like, does she go back now to Laura Burney? I mean, she could just drop her last name and just be Laura Williams, which I think is what her mom's last name is. Is she keeping Sarah Waters? Is she going to be Laura Sarah Waters Williams? I want to know what happens next. Because that's how I am. Okay. Alright, so that's my review on, what's the movie called? Sleep with the Enemy. So, let me know in the comments below. Do you remember this? Did you love this movie? Was there anything I missed? What was your favorite parts? You guys remember that movie Enough? Starring Jennifer Lopez. Was that supposed to be like an updated version of this movie? I mean, okay, so she's in this abusive relationship. Now we see her training. She does like kickboxing lessons or something. And then she whoops his ass in the end. I don't know. I don't want to watch that movie again, but now I kind of want to, just to see like I don't remember what happens. I think I saw it once. That was it. It was enough for me. Get it? Enough? It was enough for me.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Alright, you guys, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next episode. So, until then, TTFN.